Look around you. Patterns are everywhere. The days of the week, the arrangement of chairs in a classroom, even the numbers on a calendar. These are all examples of something we call sequences. Good day, everyone. Welcome to another video lesson, and today we will talk about sequence. Let us start with defining sequence. A sequence is simply an ordered list of numbers that follow a certain rule or pattern. Each number in the list is called a term, and its position shows its order. The order is very important. If we change the order, we change the sequence. Now here are some examples of sequence. Each of these lists follows a clear pattern. For example, in number 1, you can obtain the next term by adding 1. So from 1, you will add 1 to get 2, you add another 1 to get 3, and so on. For items number 2 and 3, you can obtain the next term by adding 2. So for item number 2, from 2 you will be adding 2, so you will have 4. Adding another 2, you'll have 6. Adding another 2, you will have 8, and so on. The same with number 3. So from 1, when you add 2, you will obtain 3. You add another 2, you will obtain 5. And you add another 2, you will obtain 7. For item number 4, you can obtain the term by squaring the nth term. So for example, for our first term, so that is 1 squared, that gives us 1. For our second term, so that is 2 squared, that gives us 4. For our third term, this is 3 squared, that gives us 9. For our fourth term, that is 4 squared, so that gives us 16. For our fifth term, that is 5 squared, so that gives us 25, and so on. Lastly, for number 5, we can obtain this one by adding 3 or by multiplying 3 to our nth term. So if we will be using the first rule in which we are going to add 3, so from 3 you will have 3 plus 3 that is equal to 6, plus 3 that is equal to 9, plus 3 that is equal to 12, and another 3 that is equal to 15. Now, if you will be using the second rule, you have 3 times nth term, so that means 3 times our first term, or so 3 times 1, that gives us 3. So in our second term, that's 3 times 2, that gives us 6. For our third term, that is 3 times 3, that gives us 9, and so on. Now, sequences can be classified as finite or infinite. For finite sequence, we define that one as a sequence which has a countable number of terms. It has a beginning, it has an end. It stops after a certain number of terms. So for example, the first 5 multiples of 3. So the first 5 multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So we ended our sequence after the first 5 multiples. Now, the second type of sequence is the infinite sequence. We define infinite sequence as a sequence which has an infinite number of terms. The ellipses or the 3 dots at the end signifies that it is an infinite sequence. So for example, the multiples of 3. So the multiples of 3 are, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. So as you can see, these 3 ellipses at the end signifies that our sequence is an infinite sequence, meaning to say they go on forever. Now, the next part of this video lesson is to determine the nth term of a given sequence. For our first example, look at the given sequence. So we have the sequence 5, 10, 15, and blank. So what comes next? So determine the number that comes after 15. The first thing that we need to do is to observe our pattern. So from 5, we have 10. And then from 10, we have 15. So we can say that in order to obtain our second term, we will be adding 5 from our first term. So that's 5 plus 5, that gives us 10. And to obtain our third term, we will be adding 5 from our second term. So that's 10 plus 5, that gives us 15. So following this pattern, so 15 plus 5, meaning to say our missing term is 20. So our rule here is to add 5 from the previous term. For the second example, find the next term in the sequence 2, 8, 32, 128, and blank. And then you have to state the rule of the sequence. Now, by observing our sequence here, if you will be getting our common difference, say, for example, if we'll be subtracting our first term and our second term, so we have here 8 minus 2, that gives us 6. From our third term and our second term, if you'll be subtracting this one, this is 32 minus 8, that gives us 24. And then from our fourth term and third term, if you'll be subtracting this one, that gives us 96. As you can see, there is no common difference between our terms here. But if you try to find another pattern, from our first term, which is 2, we obtain 8. So that means we are multiplying 4 from our first term. Now from our second term going to our third term, that's 8 from 32, we are also multiplying 4. And then from our third term going to our fourth term, so that's 32 times 4, that gives us 128. Meaning to say, in order to obtain our next term, we need to multiply our given term by 4. That means, to determine our fifth term, we need to multiply 128 by 4. And 128 times 4, that gives us 512. So our rule here is to multiply the previous term by 4. For our example number 3, find the next term in the sequence 81, 27, 9, 3, and blank. And then state the rule of the sequence. Now observe how each term is determined from the previous one. From 81, our second term is 27. So it's just like 81 divided by 3 to obtain 27. We divided this one by 3. And then from 27 going to 9, that is 27 divided by 3, that gives us 9. And following the same format, 9 divided by 3, that gives us 3. Now, this missing term here, when we divide 3 by 3, that gives us 1. Meaning to say, our next term here is 1. So our rule is to divide the previous term by 3. Alright, for example number 4, the rule of a number sequence is given by the formula a sub n is equal to 2n plus 1. Find the first 5 terms. To find our first 5 terms, all we need to do is to substitute the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for n in the given formula, which is in this case, that is a sub n is equal to 2n plus 1. Now, by substituting our first value, so our first value of n is 1, we have here, for n equals 1, we have a sub 1 is equal to 2 times, we replace this n here with our value of n, that is 1, and then plus 1. So 2 times 1 plus 1, that gives us 3. For n equals 2, we'll be substituting again the value of n here, which is 2. So we have a sub 2 is equal to 2 times 2 plus 1, that gives us 5. For n equals 3, we follow the same procedure. We substitute our variable n here with the given value of n, which is 3. Now we have here 2 times 3 plus 1, and that gives us 7. For n equals 4, that means we have a sub 4 equals 2 times 4 plus 1 equals 9. And for n equals 5, that is a sub 5 is equal to 2 times our n, which is 5, plus 1 equals 11. So the first 5 terms in the given sequence, which is defined by the formula a sub n equals 2n plus 1, are, we have 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. For example number 5, It is similar to our example number 4. So we are given here the rule of the sequence, which has the formula a sub n equals n squared minus 9. And then we all need to find our 7th and our 11th term. All right, so to find our 7th term, so we just need to substitute 7 to n in our given formula, and that formula is a sub n equals n squared minus 9. So meaning each n that you will see here in this formula will be replaced with 7. So for n equals 7, that means this is a sub 7 is equal to, this is n squared, so that will become 7 squared minus 9, and then we need to simplify this. So this is a sub 7 is equal to 7 squared, which is 49, minus 9, and then 49 minus 9, this gives us 40. To find the 11th term, we do the same procedure. We substitute 11 for n in the given formula. So this now gives us a sub 11 equals 11 squared minus 9, and we all know that 11 squared is equal to 121, and 121 minus 9, that gives us 112. So our 7th term again is 40, and our 11th term is 112. Now, that's all for today. Remember that sequences are more than just numbers. They are the foundation for higher math topics like series and functions, and they also appear in real-life scenarios like salary increases, computer coding, and even patterns in nature. So thank you for watching.